So the question is, how long do you want to live? If your answer is, as long as I can, then you'll want to listen up. Today we reveal 8 different ways you can add years to your life.
She was influenced, even encouraged by a famous author to pick up her pen and start writing. Several books later, this Delmarva woman still hasn't stopped. Today we share her story.
A couple of weeks ago, it was me that was in the barber chair. Today, I get to try my hand at the shears, why this man's head will have hair no more, and why you may want to do the same.
And you've heard of State of the Union and State of the State, but have you ever heard of State of the Oyster? It's going to be a reality here on Delmarva over the next several weekends. We'll tell you all about it coming up.
And what do you get when you combine several local groups into one act? You get the Aaron Howe Band, of course.
Of course, Delmarva Life starts right now.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lisa Bryant.
I'm Jimmy Hopple. Welcome to Delmarva Live from historic Studio D.
And we'd like to welcome our studio audience today. I was jumping the gun. I wanted to applaud early.
We like them. We got a great group today. Before we go anywhere, you've got something going on tomorrow, don't you?
I do.
What are you doing tomorrow?
Read Across America is tomorrow.
Okay.
And of course, you know, it's Dr. Seuss's birthday. March 2nd is National Read Across America. So I'm going to be heading out to the library in Wycomico County. The Salisbury JCs are putting on Read Across America locally and going to be reading some books to some children.
Wow.
And they're not only going to hear books, they have the opportunity to get free books. The first 75 people who show up tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m., 75 children,
right,
and get a book.
Nice.
You know, I love doing this. I love doing this because we get to pick out our favorite Dr. Seuss book. And
it is?
Green Eggs and Ham.
Is it?
It is. It is. I mean, my son's name is Sam.
Yeah, well, that would do it right there.
Yeah, right there.
I think mine is the sleep book.
Really?
Because that was the one that I put Zach to sleep the most with.
Aww. When
I didn't fall asleep first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done that a lot,
so it's
too.
a good thing tomorrow.
Yeah, that's tomorrow.
Great stuff.
Please join me. We want to send out a congratulations to PRMC President, CEO Peggy Nalepa. There she is, as well as fellow Eastern Shore women Veronique Derricker, Kathleen Momay, and Karen Lishik. They were all named among 2013's top women in Maryland.
Wow.
Yeah. And they're all from Delmarva, local women. This is the second time that Dr. Nalepa's been has won this honor. There
nice.
She is. It was created by the Daily Record, a Baltimore-based business newspaper, and the award recognizes the outstanding achievements of professional women who work or reside in Maryland.
That's terrific. Congratulations.
Yeah,
good representation there from the Eastern Shore.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. We were talking, I guess it was earlier this week, about the election in Salisbury, the primary election that came out, or maybe it was last week. Anyway, just wanted to show you some numbers. I found this absolutely fascinating. For the Salisbury City Council District 1 race, the primary determines which two candidates, the top runners, move on to the general election. It was a little close. Actually, there was only one vote separating second place, 50 to 49. Okay, so what they did was they counted the absentee ballots. Take a look at this. Still, one vote apart, 62 to 61.
Goodness.
Now they're going to be counting the provisional votes and some more absentee votes. We should know who the candidate's going to be by next Friday. But if you tally that in your head real quick, if you look at those numbers, it was less than 200 votes.
That's
in a district that has way more people than that.
Right, right. That means a lot of people didn't go out and exercise their right to vote.
Come on. Really?
Yeah.
That was our chance to shake our finger at you. Don't do that again.
Just make sure you get out to the general election because you want your voice heard. Yeah.
Very important stuff.
Well, there was a lot of excitement generated at the word that the University of Maryland Eastern Shore might get a football team back, and get their football program back. Unfortunately, they're not, due to a lack of money and personnel. An independent consultant said the pros and cons don't work out right now, but they'll take a look at fielding a Division I team in the future. Maybe 5 years
Look at
or
it
so.
again another 5 years. So. What do you think about that? It's something they said just how it worked out. So.
I think it's a shame.
Yeah, it is. I think so too. Flags in Delaware, by the way, just in case you're curious, I see this sometimes. I'm driving along, okay, I see a flag at half-staff. Why did we lose somebody? You're going to see flags in Delaware at half-staff through Monday for Gene Bookhammer, the elder statesman, philanthropist, World War II hero, community health advocate, former state senator, and lieutenant governor, was 96. A celebration of his life is going to be at 11 o'clock Monday morning at the Rehoboth Beach Country Club. I love this part.
Yeah.
Where he loved playing golf, cards, and dancing the night away with his wife of 63 years, Kitty. She passed in 2005, but his celebration is going to be Monday morning at 11 o'clock.
That's interesting, yeah. Well, it looks like the historic Milton Theater has finally been sold. You know, a lot of people have been kind of sitting on the edge of their seat wanting to know what's going to happen with this theater. Well, there is a contract. No one is saying who the buyer is or what this person's intentions are. So it's just kind of a wait and see. Fundraising event still will go on as planned, but if the purchase goes through, the donations for the purpose of buying the theater will be returned to those who donated to the cause.
They've still got some fundraising events coming up.
Yeah, they do. They do. So, but I mean, it's not a sealed deal. It's not a done deal. Yeah. So
it's looking that way.
You're still sitting on the edge of your seat.
Yeah, still. Now, speaking of the edge of your seat, the Biggs Museum is opening a new exhibit here in less than an hour, as a matter of fact. Let me introduce you to Gordon Brinkle. Gordon came home to Delaware, a World War II veteran, offered a job by the Everett Theater. He loved that job so much. It was such a perfect fit. He realized, though, that one day he would never probably be able to own his own theater. So what he did was he created one in his basement, complete with all the valances, the curtains. If you can picture in your mind what an old-time movie theater looked like, he made that in his basement, and he called it Shalimar.
Interesting.
Okay. Now, there's a guy called Kendall Messick. He's a photography and a videography guy, and he remembered this, so he took pictures. He created an entire documentary about what was going on in Mr. Brinkle's basement, and that exhibition opening is about 5 o'clock. It's less than an hour right now. It's absolutely free to you. It's going to be at the Biggs Theater in Dover. The reception starts at 5 o'clock, doesn't cost you anything. You'll get to see not only the documentary, but actually Kendall Messick's going to be there, and you can talk to him about what he remembers about his star, Gordon Brinkle.
I bet you that's an interesting.
Very cool thing. Take the kids. It's so weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, here's the deal. Now, I was unaware of this until this morning. Legislation has been filed in Maryland to remove all criminal penalties regarding the use and possession of marijuana. Up to an ounce of marijuana by adults.
Well, there's a couple bills.
There's a couple of them, yeah. And they're going to try to regulate marijuana like alcohol, okay? In this morning's Daily Times Grapevine, where people can put in their opinions anonymously, was this one. The Annapolis Brain Trusts have tried to tax smokers out of existence. Now, they want to create more smokers by legalizing marijuana.
Oh.
What are they smoking?
Oh, my goodness. You
wanted to share that one.
Grapevine
is one of my favorite places in the whole wide world.
You go right to the Grapevine, don't
you? Let's see what they said this time. Oh, that's a good one.
Hey, what would you do for $5,000? Well, no, don't answer that. Would you allow complete strangers to name your unborn child?
No.
For $5,000?
I wouldn't do that, no.
Because if you were having a baby, you would make a whole lot more money than $5,000. Well, anyway, Natasha Hill is getting $5,000 to do exactly that. It's a contest. It's put on by a website called Belly Ballot, which will select the names along with an advertiser sponsoring the competition. Now, Belly Ballot promises to pick names that are currently popular. And apparently, Ms. Hill has a backup plan in case she doesn't like the name. I don't know what that is.
But she's going to take $5,000.
She's going to take $5,000
to let people on the internet name her baby.
Right, right.
On Belly Ballot.
On Belly Ballot, which actually is a really neat site. It's a you know how you get books to see names, pick baby names, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's a site that does that, and it's kind of like a social networking site where you can get opinions and what do you think of this name? And
so she's probably not going to come up with something like Moon Unit.
No.
And for those of us that recognize that name, so okay.
Showing your age there.
Sorry, didn't mean to do that.
Jimmy.
Have you ever been called lazy as a dog? Come on, guys. Yes? Yes. Yeah, every guy here just said, yeah, I've been called lazy as a dog. At least on occasion. You know that you are really lazy when you want to ride the turtle across the yard. Here is one pooch that thought this through and realized, that ball is not going anywhere until I get there anyway. So why should I be in a hurry?
I wish my dog would do that, because then I could throw the ball, go in, do a load of laundry.
Eventually the ball would
wash the dishes, take a nap, come back, and he brings the ball to me.
That's awesome.
Yeah. How cute.
I don't know if I want the dog or the turtle.
I'll take both. Still to come on Delmarva Life, we all want to live a longer and better life, right? So up next, we share some simple ways you can add years to your life
And a little bit later on, last time Lisa had the shears in her hands, this time I've got the clippers, giving an extreme buzz cut to a gentleman who is very brave. Why he's going bald and how you can join his cause.
Plus, the Aaron Howe Band takes the Delmarva Life stage a little bit later. Delmarva Life, we'll be right back.
Delmarva Life is brought to you by Sussex County Federal Credit Union, guiding you to your financial future. Peninsula Regional Medical Center, honored to serve the entire Delmarva Peninsula since 1897. Your local York and Mitsubishi dealers. And State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.